Hi, it's Gecko, or Ryan, as some of you might call me. I've been meaning to start a YouTube channel for a little while now, and I didn't have a camera, now I do, and I didn't have software, now I do. So I cannot make any more excuses. So we're gonna give this a shot and see if I can keep up with it. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. Subscribe, I guess, and find out. Maybe I'll run out of ideas. Maybe I'll hate the video editing process and can't figure it out. But who knows? I want this channel to be kind of this platform where you can see how I take a song from point A to point B. All the little ways that I introduce ear candy, which is my favorite part about writing songs, I think. How I make sounds, how I take something that started on the guitar or piano and turn it into something heavy electronic. That's the bridge, that marriage between organic and inorganic that I love, and I want to show you how I do it. Maybe you can learn something, who knows? And of course, a platform to shamelessly promote my own music, which I'm working on an album right now, and it should be done soon. So I thought I'd start this whole thing off by showing you a song, Passenger, I've been working on for a while. It started out just on acoustic guitar with a kind of weird time signature. I think it's 7/8. Started playing it on guitar, and then I almost instantly knew that it needed to go to the synth world and become something really saucy and in heavy electronics. So I'll show you how I did this. First, here's the guitar. Nice. So I just played this really simple chord progression. I never learned how to play guitar. I still don't really know that well. So I just learned chord shapes and I just move them around and see if it fits. I think that's A minor. Somebody write in the comments of how wrong I am about it. And then I just moved it up some frets and moved it down. And that's it. But I repeat it in a weird rhythm, so it, whatever it sounds like. Something like that. So let's go into the software and I'll show you how I took that from a guitar riff to a really juicy, ballsy, deep, glitchy, trippy synth. So check it out. Okie dokie, so we are back here in Logic Pro with a stripped down version of Passenger. I went ahead and put the MIDI of that guitar track that you just saw me play into Logic. I didn't bother showing you how to do that. Really mundane, it would have made for the worst video of all time. So, that being said, this is it with electric piano, just so you can get a sense of where it falls in the song and the timing and all that stuff. So here's what it sounds like. You'll notice it's super robotic, really lifeless music. Check it out. Yeah, so pretty unfun. There's not really anything to get excited about in that. So the next step is to make it sound cool. So I'm going to open up Serum, which is one of my favorite software synthesizers. Now that I have it, I cannot live without it. It is simply the best. I'm going to go down here to Synths. I use this one all the time called Crappy Keys. It's a preset. The only thing I modify is just turning the reverb off. On this one, I just want it to sound really on, off, just so we can really capitalize on what I'm going to do in the next step. So here's what it sounds like now. Sounds almost like a crazy paper shredder or something. That's that big saw wave that's going on. So yeah, so it's already kind of taking shape. Next thing we're going to do is add FabFilter Saturn, which is this saturator plugin. That's what's going to make this trippy, ballsy, whatever synth I said it was going to be. So this is kind of the secret ingredient. This is, yeah, it's saturated, so it adds a bunch of distortion, a bunch of cool stuff like that. Also has effects, which you can see here. I'm going to go down to Bit Crush Sequence 03 BM. I use this all the time to just juice something up, make it sound a little bit more exciting and juicy. So this is that with Serum. So you can tell it sounds super obnoxious, almost overwhelming, modulating like crazy, distorting some weird things, really sizzly up top. And out of context, that sounds awful. That wouldn't have a place in almost any song. In context, though, with those chord breaks, like in between these spaces here, it really adds this nice little punch. Not every time, but sometimes this bit crusher sends up these feedback spikes, and you can tell here how nicely it fits in. And you can still hear that warbly kind of sound, but mostly what I want out of this is those jabs in between the part that in between the chords that really stick out and bring it to life. It sounds like this. Cool, right? So that's, you know, not a thing you'll use every song, but something that's nice to have in your toolkit. Yeah, so anyway, Serum plus Fab Filter Bit Crusher adds a really neato sound. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It is my first one. Still kind of learning about the pacing of these things, how to talk better, all that sort of stuff. If you have any suggestions for videos, like, totally hit me up, because I feel like I'm going to run out of ideas very quickly. Although my next video will be something on pre-verb, which is a great vocal technique. I guess you can use it on other stuff too, but I use it on vocals a lot. You can make them sound really ghostly and eerie, and actually have them start before your vocal appears on the track. So it's a really cool way to get your vocals into the mix really softly and subtly. So I'll have that on my next video. If you're into this at all, or think you're into pre-verb, subscribe. I would super appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next video. I'm Gecko.